Oh, come on, no hands. Yes. Then what? Then what happened? Hey, good morning,
Feedback.
everybody.
Feedback happened.
Welcome to a feedback happened.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. My shoe's untied, and I am pedaling
Nobody
with
can see your
untied shoes. Pedaling. Oh, and look, and I'm throwing stuff even.
Yeah.
See, that's what happens. It's a Monday edition. It's a Monday edition. We usually come in here on Friday. We're all good and warmed up. We're ready to go. I'm in here on a
Friday,
Monday
we're
goofing
great
off.
moods. Yes.
And then I'm knocking out I'm making just a giant mess with all of the stuff. Jeez. Happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there yesterday. I hope everybody had fun. And hope you all called your mom. No, I did. Little gal here was called by all of her youngins,
Yes.
younglings.
Yes.
The younglings. Indeed. So we were trying to have a show on Friday, and I think I told you at the top of the show we were trying to have on Friday that everything in the neighborhood was going to shit, and it was. For some reason, that we had power going off and on for roughly about 2 hours on Friday. They said there was
Transformer blew.
Everybody in the area had their Teslas plugged in, and then somebody turned on their air conditioning and
Or something.
I don't know what happened around here, but it's weird because they're doing construction next door to us, and they've been like, if you hear some boom boom crashes, it's not that we're having an earthquake here, it's that there's giant trucks paving a parking lot on the other side of this wall. And we really thought it was going to have something to do with that, and then it turned out it was something totally different. Nobody cares, and I'm still talking about it, so I'm just going to shut up.
Yeah.
I have in my hand, of course, we started, as we discussed Friday, this is the Billy Corgan Z1 model. Why did we call it the Z1? Because Billy wanted it to. It is the second signature model, but it is a throwback to an earlier tone. So in a nutshell, when we made the original Billy Corgan signature model, which we know around here as the BC1, that was designed to address a modern guitar tone that he was looking for when he was running through all of his racks and his impersonators of all of the sounds that he had throughout the years and on all of the different Pumpkins records and his solo efforts and such. And we spent a lot of time working on those pickups, and we created for him what he has been quoted as saying, and what he tells us, as the best modern guitar sound that he's had. What he really liked about it, he thought it was thoroughly modern, mid-rangey, sat in modern music mixes very well, and really loved the guitar. And it was really cool looking, and it got us a whole lot of attention, which is bad to the bone. And then right before, in the before times, right before all this COVID stuff went down, Pumpkins were touring, and one of Billy's older guitars, one of his original guitars that he toured with in the 90s, had worked its way back into his set. And as he was playing stuff off of Melancholy and before, he was using this older guitar. And Naylor and I were at a show, and we questioned him, and he told us how great he loved the guitar. He loves his Turs. He uses them all the time, especially uses them in the studio because of where they sit in the mix and stuff. But sometimes when he's playing his older songs and he's looking for that tone, especially stuff that was tuned to E flat when it was recorded, that he really likes the sound of these original guitars. And Joe asked him, like point blank, if we could address that for him. Joe had some ideas of how we could address that sound. And then one thing led to another, and instead of just sort of updating the original BC1, we did something completely new, and hence the Z1. And here we are. The biggest change is this guitar has an Alder body versus Carina. Every other guitar in the line has a Carina body. Some have maple caps, some have maple veneers, but they are all Carina bodies. Some have spruce tops.
Spruce tops.
Airwaves, yeah. I could tell. LG was like, yes, what about that beautiful spruce top on the Airwave? Hard truth. Anyways, this is the only guitar in the line with an Alder body, which is a traditional body wood that some guitars that are sold are made of, I guess. I don't know, something like that. And then we did just a little bit of tweaking to the pickups to come up with the new Billy Corgan Z1 pickup set as well. And both things, he's thrilled with it. The Pumpkins are out touring right now, and he's using it on about 80% of the set, which is rad. And I mean, he does play some guitars. He plays some of them acoustics.
Yeah.
He plays some of them acoustic guitars and some other
From the
things.
Y Company.
But yes, from the Y Company. Yes. Anyways, so yeah, we're obviously over the moon about this. The styling is amazing. Naylor once again sort of knocked it out of the park. This is a slightly different body shape than anything else that's coming out of us right now, which is kind of fun. Yet still very Reverend-like. And then the pickups have this fun laser etched graphic in them. LG always wants me to do this. I'm always like, look, and then she's like, turn the head forward.
No, because you can't see it.
I understand. Are we getting a good view of this?
Yes.
And then I mentioned the other day before the questions started rolling and we started really getting thrown off by the power. We would like to make Lefties. There's some calibration that needs to go on with the pickups. I explained that in detail last Friday. Last Friday's video is probably still up. If somebody wants
It's still,
to,
yeah.
if somebody wants to go through the Lefty explanation, but there's a bridge pickup thing that we need to address before we can do that. I would hesitate to even give a timeline because things are so wacky right now, and so I don't have production plans for the Lefty, although it is something that I would like to do. And no, there will not be a trem version of this guitar because William does not play trem guitars. He prefers a hardtail. And quite frankly, I think it's pretty fun to just grab a guitar and go. I've been playing floating trems for so long that I forget how easy it is to go to drop D. And not have to adjust all the rest of the strings. So there's if you're a trem guy, have a hardtail guitar, it's fun. Another question that I got over the weekend on my Instagram page at Headstock. Everybody spent so much time, ripping on this that we haven't really addressed the clean sounds. And so here we are, the neck with the treble and the bass contour all the way up. Both pickups. bridge pickup. Let's go back to that both pickups on setting. You can't coil tap these pickups like the regular rail hammer hum cutters because there's only the magnet under the strings are under the wound strings in one of the coils and the high strings in the other coil. So both coils do need to be on all the time. But with the bass contour control, as you guys have heard me say this a million times, you can get a lot of that kind of jangle, and I will back the bass contour all the way off with both pickups wide open and play some strummy stuff. And the neck all the way off. Roll it in. And the bridge, of course, to get that bass out of there, and you're all.
That just seems so wrong.
A little bit, yeah.
Playing all that
Yeah, I know,
chicken
it's kind of fun.
twangy stuff on
Yes.
But
And then I got this Rev pedal, this G series Rev like overdrive thing when I was at Tone Shop Guitars in Dallas, Texas.
like a
a handful of our dealers, Tone Shop, Bees Music, these guys,
Russo.
those two, Russo, they have all the pedals, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't go to these stores without being like, I've heard about it. And then of course I go in there and they're all like, hey, Reese, hey man, did you try this?
Right.
No, I can't. Like you are at you are at Pedal Central.
Well,
man.
and he is particularly a pedal guy,
Yeah.
primarily. You know what I mean? Like that's his love.
I can't. I always want to try stuff, and I can't try everything. And so they had me try this Rev G series pedal, and I gotta. How's that song go? I mean, it's like. Right? Am I right?
Yeah, you're right.
The Rev. All the time when I sit in this chair, I always play the JHS, Angry Charlie. Which also sounds amazing. The Rev's got some sort of weird thing going on the bottom end that like, there's like a fuzzy roundness on the bottom that's ripping. Anyway, so there are some tones on this Z1, which we love. Questions?
Well, okay. First of all,
Yes.
you've shown that it can do all the stuff.
Oh, it does all
All
this
the stuff.
It
You
does
don't
all this
just-
stuff. I
You
love
don't
this.
just have to play Gish on it.
No,
You
I know.
can.
I sit and just like, I don't know, man. We've been really busy and we've been traveling all over the place and doing a bunch of stuff and I just haven't had enough time to sit down with this. And then like just now, I was like, this is cool. Oh shit, we're doing something.
Show the silver one.
Oh, the silver
We forgot
one,
to show the silver
man.
one. It doesn't sound different.
Yeah, you know.
Contrary to what is out there.
Well, the thing is, you wanted me to demo,
Yes.
and I only learned how to play on black guitars.
Right,
I don't
I
know how to
know,
play
I
any
know, I
other
know.
colors, so I had to play the black one. Yes, the silver. This is metallic silver freeze. Can you? Will you?
Oh,
I
yeah,
can.
well.
I will. Oh, there's that still. Can't get enough of that.
Okay.
Anyway, all right, let's do those questions things.
Okay,
Let's do
couple
that.
of questions that we didn't get to.
That we
from
didn't
last
get to last week.
time.
Let's go.
Yep.
All right.
Frank wants to know when they're shipping to the EU.
Frank, I have no idea. But we're working on it. We are super duper backlogged. We got a number of production runs in at the same time, and we are trying to sort through stuff and get everything out as efficiently as possible. They are shipping now, but as far as to exactly where, that is no longer my department. But I do see them going out the door, hopefully within the next month or so. You know, transit time and all of that. Hopefully within the next month or two, you'll have them over there. What else you got, LG? Is that Frank Van Heck?
It sure is.
I like that dude. I like that dude.
Bug Eye, I don't see him on.
You know, this is
now.
going to look really nice next to Frank's Bug Eye. Speaking of Bug Eye,
Speaking of Bug Eye.
Frank's got some Bug Eye and a weird, he's got some of those super weird diamond plate. How nice is this going to look next to
yeah.
that?
Yeah,
It's going to look
that's
really
rad.
sharp next to that.
Right.
Yeah, because the diamond plate has the pickguard, which is almost this color, and then the diamond plate is this color, and then this guitar next to that. Oh, that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Can you dig it?
Yeah.
I'm digging it.
Well, very old and very new.
Right on. I like it.
Yeah, I don't see Eric on here today,
Eric!
but he probably has to work. People have to work and stuff. He asked a good question.
Okay.
Are we going to do a BC1 versus Z1?
Ooh.
You
I don't
shootout?
know. I don't know. We should.
We should. That
Yeah,
would
we
be
should.
kinda cool.
We'll categorize that. Yeah.
Oh, he is on here.
Yes. BC1 versus Z1. We named them both the same thing though, Billy. But, okay. I like the idea, sir. I like the idea.
They're
yes.
both number one.
Yeah, I know.
He's not ranking them. You know what I mean? Okay. So questions from today.
Yeah.
Where did that go?
Where did it go?
Steve Amaral says, "Great body shape. Will we see that body shape in other new models, or is it just going to be Z1 specific?"
I'm pretty sure that we are going to keep this Corgan specific. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. We don't have any plans to do it anywhere else. I don't know. Joe and I haven't really talked about that. As you know, Steve, we're so buried on the stuff that we have in production right now. Just the thought of new models is very intimidating to Penny and I at the moment.
Yeah, it kind of makes me want to get under the desk and cry.
But we do have some new models coming, regardless of that. Yeah, no, for now, that's a good question. For now, the plans are just keep this here.
David says, "What's the most noticeable tonal difference between Alder and Carina?"
I think that it's the mids. It's in the, this is going to sound weird, to my ear, and this stuff is so subjective, and I always think it's funny when people, what does Greg call them, the people on the inner Googles? I always think it's funny when you see people say, like, this definitive thing when it comes to tone, and
I don't know.
every
He calls
single
them
thing
something
in your
I don't
signal
remember.
changes what is going to your ear. To my ear, with the pedals that I've grown accustomed to and with the amps that I've grown accustomed to, the difference on this guitar is in the, this is going to sound weird, but it's in the middle mid-range, not the lower mids, not the upper mids. The middle mids to the upper mids, the Carina body has more of that than this guitar does. And so this guitar has a little smoother, a little more sort of old school mid, not mid, I hesitate to say mid scooped because then you think of the Metallica V, you know, on the EQ. And it's not that because Billy runs the mids, which is one of the reasons why his tone is so distinctive, but it's less aggressive in that, right in that middle area. which gives it just a slightly warmer kind of a tone right out of the gate. I can, especially with this Rev pedal or with this JHS pedal, they have a 3-band parametric EQs, both of them. And I can bump the mids on these parametric EQs and get this guitar to sound really close to the old one. But I am not running through Corgan's rig on a giant stage at the kind of volume that he has, you know what I mean? Plus, none of us have his ears, you know, and hear exactly what he's hearing.
Yeah.
We're so very fortunate to have Joe in our corner here, you know what I mean, who can sort of decipher what Mr. Corgan is talking about when it comes to this kind of stuff. But anyways, that's what I hear. Is I hear this sort of, I hear it being just a little softer, like right up the middle. I hope that answers your question.
I think it does.
Yes.
Michael wants to know if all the Z1s have the Z1 in the circle on the headstock.
There are some prototypes that do not, but that's it.
But show that headstock closer to the camera.
Once we got into production, and this is the headstock logo, yes. And then of course the back of the headstock has Billy's signature in the dip.
Nobody can see that.
How about now?
There you go.
All right. Then.
Thank you.
No problem. Sensei Jordan, if you're watching, I'm a little sore from that this morning, and just that little move right there, that was a bit of a challenge right there in the old abs, so indeed. What else you got?
Oh, I'm just like zoning out or something. Jake says, has the Jetstream 390 and Outfield Ivy color been discontinued? Sweetwater no longer shows it as an option. And they don't show it on order, they just don't have it.
Yes, Jake, that color has left us. Greens can be very subjective, and we were making a pile of them.
We still are.
And we had to make some choices.
Yeah.
And that was one that went away. We have, we had so many requests to bring back the Carina Burst on the Jetstream 390 that we had to sort of pick a color to go, and that was the least selling one out of the 4 or 5 that we were offering last year, and so that one got the axe. Got the boot. It got shit canned.
But
Sorry.
you might still find some out there, not at Sweetwater, but
yeah,
at
they'll- yeah,
other
of
dealers
course.
probably still have some on hooks. So, you know,
Yeah.
check Reverb.
Reverb!
Sassy Cat says, on the bass contour knob,
Yes.
are there different pot values, different capacitors from a tone knob?
We have been using 500K value pots on all 3, and then there are different capacitors on each one. The bass contour is currently what they refer to as a 22 microfarad. If you want more detail on that, you can email sales@reverendguitars.com, and he can get into a little bit more of that with you. But it is done. The tone shaping is done with capacitor values. For a long time, Naylor ran 1 megs on the bass contour, and then the 500 meg made the taper a little bit smoother on most of the instruments. And one of the places where we've sort of, this is kind of an interesting, I'll get a little bit detailed on the bass contour with you guys when it comes to this stuff. We are trying to find the best all-around option for the smoothest taper of the bass contour. However, it reacts differently to varying compression that you will have on your guitar. I've noticed in some digital formats and people plugging direct into like amp plugins and things of that nature, that the sweep of the bass contour, like it doesn't do much and then the bass is off. And you've got this very, very tiny area in the middle to sort of play with where you're gonna get all the different tones. And because the signal, because the whatever processor you're using is receiving the signal and converting it into bits, and it's doing it in different ways than us when we're sitting around with traditional guitar amps and, you know, the solid state amps by our setup benches or our tube amps up here or whatever are receiving the signal a different way and aren't ever breaking it down into those things. Pedals will do the same thing. Digital pedals that are processing your signal heavily will affect the way the bass contour works before it hits the amplifier. So these are all things to keep in mind. It's just a fun little toy to play with, you know what I mean?
Right.
But it'll work differently in different situations. I've been getting that question a lot lately, so I just ran with it. She's looking at me like, that's not what I asked you, but okay. But yes, indeed. That is the thing that we've been running into. What else you got, LG? So people are watching today. I like that. Wait.
Yeah, not as many as on Friday.
Well.
Because Friday's Friday and Monday's Monday.
Thanks, Toledo Edison.
Right. Circling back, Doug A. says, sorry to hear about Outfield Ivy. I would have loved to see a roundhouse in that color.
Oh, that's
happening.
That happened.
We're not getting rid of Outfield Ivy across the line, just in this one specific instance.
No, and we literally we are launching the Outfield Ivy roundhouse. That is the thing that is happening. We just started shipping that last month.
Right.
And with the brown back, it looks absolutely delicious. I ate one for dinner the other day.
In fact, I just posted about it on Twitter
There you
earlier
go.
today. So if you're on Twitter, you can go look.
What?
Marvell
Hi, Marvell.
says, is the Jetstream 390 in trans white ever coming? Also, are there any dealer exclusives coming out in the near future?
Dealer exclusives are always working their way through, of course. I'm wearing my Tone Shop shirt. I know we took some Silver Sparkle Esquire E-Siders down there recently. We just shipped a bunch of black metal flakes, so sort of a black base with a silver flake over black, 6-gun HPPs to Wildwood. They should have them up on their site. They're awesome looking. And they got some more Sparkle Airwaves over at Wildwood as well. That stuff is always it's always moving through. Again, it's kind of hard for me to keep track of exactly the whats and the whens and the wheres and the whys. But yes, it's always happening. Transparent white Jetstream, I don't have in the works. Like I said, the Carina Burst is back, and that's where we're leaving that for now. So what else you got, LG?
Let's see. Matt asks, was the Alder on the Z1 requested by Billy? Or was it more of a Reverend choice and something we may see more of?
It was a Reverend choice that Naylor made to address the tone thing that Billy was looking for. So I guess, and then Billy was fine with it because Billy wanted us to do whatever needed to be done in order to get the guitar where he wanted it to be. I don't have any plans to do that on anything else. I never say never, of course, you know what I mean? But
right.
I think one of the things that makes our brand, interesting and sets us apart in a lot of ways is the use of the Carina body on most of the guitars, It's lightweight. It has a killer sounding mid-range. Joe's, all of the Alnico pickups and the humbuckers and the P90s and the single coils sound great. The Gil Paris thing is really interesting with the Carina body because it just makes it so different and has a totally different mid personality than a regular, S-style guitar or whatever. I think the Carina has a lot of advantages. This just happened to work out this way. So.
Well, but then also the way that Naylor's brain works is he tries something out on a signature model or, something like that, and then later on he's like, oh wait, that's the missing piece I was looking for when I was working on X, when I'm working on X model.
Yeah, that could very well be.
So somewhere down the line we may very well see it just because he thinks it fits.
Yes, right. I can dig it.
And Noel.
Barry?
Yeah, Noel Barry.
Oh, Noel Barry. What's up, my man?
Do you have a fuzz pedal? Run it through that. It sounds amazing on bridge or neck or both. And will you make it in red one day just for me?
Oh.
Because he's hot on the red. He's going to harass you about red guitars till you die.
Oh, no. No. Boy, I don't know what's going to happen here when I turn on this Red Rider. Well, that is killer, but I think my E string's just a little out. I have a Wonder Red Rider fuzz on the board, and it is ripping. There it is. that is tasty. Put a little tube screamer in front of it. How correct you are, sir.
And he says, whoa.
That does sound awesome.
He says, whoa, that is evil, good job.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah. Truth. Check out Wonder Pedals, Oneder. That is the Red Rider fuzz. I talk about that a lot. I just got the new Wonder Boost on my pedal board for a tour I'm about to debark on. Indeed.
Yes.
Any other questions about the Z1 before we move on, LG?
No?
All right. Well, then we're going to move on just a little bit. Just a little bit. Reverend Guitars is, it's easy when you're sitting in the chair I'm sitting in to have Reverend Guitars sponsor events that I'm involved in.
Imagine that.
I know. How weird, right? But I am going on tour. I'm leaving this Wednesday, heading to Connecticut, and we are embarking on 12 days with Reverend artist Big D and the Kids Table, and of course I am a part of Reverend artist Jay Navarro and the Traders. Jay Navarro is the singer for Reverend artists The Suicide Machines. You see how all this works. And I know, yes. So we are going out, and Reverend is sponsoring the tour. There's going to be a lot of Reverends on the road on the tour. And on a lot of the shows, we're having a lot of fun in a lot of different cities. And I wanted to sort of tell you guys where we'll be in case you are in any of these areas. So I wrote down the venues because I can never remember venues when we're doing things. Mm-hmm. We are starting this Thursday night in Hamden, Connecticut at the Space Ballroom. And then we will be at Mohawk Place in Buffalo, New York on Friday the 13th. Saturday the 14th, Smalls and Hamtramck, everybody. And Sunday the 15th at Reggie's in Chicago, which is one of my favorite places to play with the Traders. We always kill it at Reggie's. Yes. It's a great room. And then we're having this is sort of a special night. This is a Worlds Colliding. So our tour with Big D and the Kids Table has a night off on Monday the 16th. And then it turns out that Greg Koch and the Koch Marshall Trio have a night off on their way to Sweetwater. So Greg is coming to Reverend that Monday, and he's going to do some video work. And then Jay Navarro and the Traders and the Koch Marshall Trio are doing a show together at the Village Idiot here in Maumee, Ohio, which is like a whole Worlds Colliding thing. I think it's hilarious.
Right.
It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be somewhat early show. I think we're going to get music started at 8:30, so because we know it's a Monday night. So come and see us and Greg, which is just awesome. And then the next day, Tuesday the 17th, we're at the Craft House Stage and Grill in Pittsburgh. And then we're going to the Auto Bar in Baltimore on the 18th. And the Scotch Bonnets are playing that show with us, which is Reverend endorser Kristen Forbes. She is wonderful. And then we're playing at Milk Boy in Philly on what would be, oh boy, I'm losing track of all this. I'm already losing track. That would be Thursday night, and then Friday, River Street in Plains, Pennsylvania, with our friends, the Hub City Stompers. That's sort of Scranton, Wilkes-Barre area, and then we start heading towards the city, and we're playing at Crossroads in Garwood, New Jersey on Friday, and we're playing, or on Saturday, I mean, and then Sunday, the 22nd, we are playing the Gramercy Theater in New York City. If you are around any of that stuff, please come see me and say hello. I'll be hanging out at the merch table when we're done. Big D and the Kids Table. Alex has been using Reverend Guitars for years in both Big D and his band, the Void Union.
Yeah, he's more than a decade. Right?
Oh yeah, and he's a fantastic guitar player. He's got one of the, I wore the Tone Shop thing on purpose today. He's got one of the Tone Shop gold bayonets out with Big D and the Kids Table, which is awesome. And he got it from them. He was so excited when he saw it, and we'd shipped them all, and so he rules. And of course, Jay and I and Scott and our band will be full Reverend front. And that Gramercy show is also going to feature a great band called the Rude Girl Review that we sponsor, which is this like 12-piece all-female ska band. and Jade, the bass player, plays a Sentinel bass, and Kristen Forbes from the Scotch Bonnets uses her Charger or her Air Sonic in that band as well. So there's so many Reverends out on this tour. It's a blast. Can you dig it? I sure can. Yes.
Before you get into that guitar.
I wasn't really going to get into that guitar. These are the guitars I take on the road. These are my modified Matt Wests with heavy 90 pickups at the bridge.
Okay, so Michael Krause on Facebook said to Sassy Cat on YouTube, and I don't think Sassy Cat can see the Facebook comment. I don't think they can.
So you're translating here. You're like this.
I am. I am bringing worlds together.
You bring people together.
Right.
LG brings people together.
Right.
Yeah. I like this.
He says, Sassy Cat, you need that sticker. If you could bring that closer to the camera, let everyone see your silly sticker.
My silly sticker. I bought. We were in Japan a few years ago, and we went to this store that just sold like all these stickers, and I don't know. I thought this was funny.
It says goofing around.
It does say goofing around.
It's a little blown out up there.
How about if I do that? Is that better?
Oh, okay, that's better.
Yes, goofing around.
Cool.
Indeed. So yes. So ska is going to happen, and then LG. You know what? And I keep forgetting. I've had these sitting here for like 3 weeks, and I keep forgetting to talk about them. We got some new straps in the store from our friends at the Nailer. Did these with our friends at Levy's. We did a purple and a Italia purple, if you will, Italian purple, and then of course our rock orange straps for those of you that have flat rocks or purple roundhouses or king bolts or whatever. If you're interested in orange and purple straps, these came in a few weeks ago, and I keep forgetting to tell people about them. And yeah. There you have it. I think I tapped out. I think I got through everything I wanted to get through Friday that we didn't make it through.
Yeah.
Can you dig it?
Eric has one more question.
Fire away, Eric.
What's the gaffer tape for? I know what it's for. I'm just, you know.
Oh. I'm gross. Does that answer your question, or do I need to get more into it?
On stage.
When
on
we
stage.
yeah. When we did those shows in Japan a few years ago, it was like really hot everywhere we played, and by the time I was done with 50 minutes or an hour, I was absolutely drenched, and the sweat was just running down the guitar, and I was literally getting sweat in the cavity of the guitar, and I shorted out a couple times, and so I'm in a little better shape now than I was then.
That's fair.
I have left the tape on there as just part of my, I don't know, whatever. These guitars are made to be, they're made to be played live, right? So you do what you got to do when we get them on the road. My particular guitar has no bass contour and no tone control, because I could have an on-off switch here. I'm not a subtle player at all, and a lot of my my Trader stuff is just a real. I do a lot of this. And I think this guitar and that heavy 90 are perfect for that kind of stuff. And then it rips when I got to hit a lead. Hopefully we see you out on the road.
Yep.
Indeed. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you very, very much. And everybody have a fantastic week. I will not be here this Friday or the following Friday because I'll be on the road. And then the Friday after that, as crazy as it sounds, is NAMM.
It is.
And so Zach Ward and I will be at the NAMM show, and we will go live Friday morning from NAMM. Which is going to be at about, we'll shoot for 9:30 Pacific time, so it'll be about 12:30 our time. Penny will give you guys a little bit of notice, and Zach and I, we won't be able to take questions or nothing, but I'll have him hold my phone and we'll walk around and show the thing, and Penny will figure out tell me how we can link up to that, and we'll make it work. And we'll show you around the NAMM display, the Reverend and Railhammer display. And then, so we're not going to be, that's why it was so important. That's why I wanted to come back in and do this again today, because we're going to be out. So, yeah, hopefully we see you out on the road, and everybody just have a fantastic, awesome week and couple weeks, and we'll see you live from the NAMM show.